sorry, I got to move Trump and Epstein. Well, I don't know. Maybe he can just sit in the corner here these guys can both just sit in the corner and watch while Patrick Banana Daiquiri and Glenn Beck, who is that a cravat or is he tourniqueted his neck again? Yeah, we'll see. All right, so what is this? What? You can't wear a tie, but you can put something on the inside. What is this? I don't understand this outfit. Please, someone explain this shit to me. All right. It's balloon neck at this point. I don't know. It's a nut pouch. I don't know. I think that's a party foul. Okay, there we go. I like the title of this one. So Patrick Banana Daiquiri, who has that whatever attaboy. It used to be kind of like a Tony Robbins-esque thing that he was trying to get off the ground. It's turned political because nobody gives a shit and his advice is ass. Glenn Beck had him on to his podcast, and this is the line is, "Do Republicans hate their base?" Spoiler alert: yes. And you know who more than anyone? Trump. Trump can't fucking stand his base. They're so disappointing to him. Look how, like, whatever he looks at his guys, like, great. This is who I got. These poor assholes and these new money dickheads. Great.
I think the Republican Party.
Okay, why is he got why is a hanging mic now with the Glenn Beck logo on it? What's happening? What is this? I know what most of you are thinking. Like, I had no idea Woody Allen had a shellfish allergy.
Has chosen the wrong enemy because they go against their base. They go against a lot of the people who are saying, "Hey, I love the Constitution. What do you say we rein some of this crap in and be a constitutional?"
What's the motive?
Okay, real quick. Why are you in a fucking airplane hangar for the Echo? Seriously. It's yes. No, I don't. Jiminy Glick let himself go. Why would that be? David Patrick. But David, you know.
Public.
What's the motive?
Sorry, this is loud. Yeah.
Why do that? Why go against the base?
Arrogance, believing the crap that they shovel every day.
Yeah, this is great. This is now. Why did I come here again?
Not really living in the space of...
Fuck, this is gibberish.
A constitutional conservative. I think they despise those people.
Yes, he's talking about Republicans, by the way.
Why do you think, though?
Why do you think that? Well, objection, Your Honor. States facts, not in evidence. We have no proof at all that Glenn Beck actually thinks. So,
then maybe you're talking about rhinos. I don't think you're talking about Republican. You're talking about rhinos, right?
Yeah,
you're talking
I'm
about
talking about
Romney.
the party.
Yeah. Oh,
which is all rhinos. You don't understand. Pat, Booby, you came on Glenn's show and you don't know what he says all the time.
I don't disagree there.
Yeah, I don't mean Republicans. I mean,
yeah, I don't mean Republicans. I mean Republicans in name only who hold office as Republicans and have an R next to their name every time they're elected and win Republican primaries and then win Republican office and serve as Republicans and are, supported by the structure of the, the Republican National Committee, let's just say, that group. Yeah.
In the party.
All right, I'm fully with you. I think Republicans, I think three communities are ruining America, if you ask me. I think it's
three communities. And see if you're in one of these groups. I bet you are. I know I probably am. Let's find out. Three groups are ruining America.
The tolerant Christians.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about it. And that's the great thing about, when are the Christians going to realize that if you can say one thing about Christ, that really stood out as a character trait, it was his intolerance. That's what I loved about Jesus, was the whole intolerance of the whole thing. He just wouldn't put up with shit. You know what I mean? Jesus was kicking ass and kicking names and just kicked everything. Anything that was in front of him. He was kicking tables. Yeah, Jesus loved intolerance. And Christianity in and of itself is, I mean, it really is. If you could define it in one way, it would be intolerance. Okay, next up, that's tolerant Christians. Okay, cool. That's the first group, which since I was baptized when I was 11, he means me. So I'm already in one of these groups. I might be in all three, unless he says rhinos or some shit, because that's Republican in name only. And even if I was like, well, there's some areas where I probably have conservative beliefs or something like that, like most people do when they're talking, they throw that bone around. I wouldn't identify as a Republican ever, because I actually believe that people's votes should count. It's kind of a sticking point with me. You're in group 1 too? Excellent. LaRon Harrison, thank you. Who else is in group 1? Anybody else? All right, here we go.
It's the do your thing libertarians.
Oh, the do your thing libertarian. Isn't that the only kind? Isn't that what defines libertarianism? What the ever-loving fuck? Yes, I agree. Rand Paul is an asshole, as is Ron. Yeah.
And you can talk about the rich Republicans that don't tell anybody we're Republicans, baby, because their Democratic friends won't like us. Those three communities are destroying America.
Oh, they're destroying. Tolerant Christians, yuck. Libertarians, who are apparently secretly libertarians, and Republicans with Democrat friends who always vote Republican but don't talk about it enough, I guess. Yeah, this is just bullshit. This is absolute nonsense. Especially I gotta say, as goofy as the first one is, the second one is absolutely nuts. I mean, it's literally the definition of libertarianism. That's why it's not a functioning, like, political aesthetic at all. Libertarians aren't, it's not even a political movement. It's so fucking goofy. I mean, you might as well just say sovereign citizen at this point.
Destroying America. You know,
terrible, terrible. These fucking laissez-faire Ron Paul types, these Republicans that don't wear the jersey, and these Christians that won't throw the first stone. What happened to you, Christians? Why won't you cast the first stone, you bunch of pussies? What the hell? What is this? What? This is, I gotta say, this guy says some dumb shit on his show, but I had no idea he had to go on other people's show to get dumber.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I do. What you just said. Like, honest to God, I'm shocked that you managed to squeak out something dumber than what Glenn said. Honest to God, I'm impressed.
One of my most uncomfortable interviews I ever did, I'm in Chicago, and I'm talking to Mike Ditka.
Uh-huh. You mean the guy who owned the restaurant where I was found to be the funniest teenager in Chicago contest? Is where the contest was held, and I was crowned the funniest teenager in Chicago at Mike Ditka's restaurant? You mean that Mike Ditka? Da Bears? You mean the guy that before I was an extra in a commercial with him, before I was in the union when I was 16 years old? You mean that Mike Ditka? Tell me about it, you tit.
I'm more of a post-game interview guy more than the game.
Right. After it's over, you can say you knew it. That's what you're saying? You can't really comment while it's happening because you don't know fuck all about the topic. So you wait till it's over and then you just So you're a Monday morning quarterbacker, is what you're saying. So you're talking to Mike Ditka, who his whole fucking life has had to deal with armies of Monday morning quarterbackers following him around. Then what?
I have consumed more Mike Ditka post-game interviews than I have consumed him actually coaching games, okay?
That's because he's old.
So when you would watch him and says, hey, here's a quarter, buddy, go talk to somebody that cares. I don't want to talk to you. I like talking to him more. What do you want? I'm sick and tired of being prepared. I want to get lucky. He was always in the face of media, right? Mike was. And
No, you watched a lot of his interviews. But, I mean, he had a winning team. They interviewed him a lot afterwards. What the fuck are you talking about?
he was tough, and him and Buddy Ryan, and they finally won. One of the greatest Titans of all time. Coach does what he does. One of the best documentaries ever is I think it's the 84, 85 Bears.
Jesus Christ. That's why he was everywhere. Yeah, back then when he was coaching the fucking team and they won the Super Bowl, you mean? Yeah. I kind of remember that.
And I'm interviewing him, and I ask him about Colin Kaepernick because at that time I think he got fired from ESPN. And I noticed he started apologizing. It's like, maybe I was wrong. Maybe I pushed people too hard. Maybe I'm this. Maybe I'm like, no. You're right. Don't second guess yourself because they're louder and they make you seem like they're bigger. They're not. You know when a community...
That's his example. So this asshole picks... That's his follow-up. That's how he sticks the fucking landing on his bizarre assertion before of the three groups, the tolerant Christians, the laissez-faire libertarians, and then Republicans that aren't loud enough. And the way he sticks the fucking landing is, I watched, I had just watched the documentary about Mike Ditka before he came on your show, and then he just wasn't like, oh yeah, fuck Kaepernick, and that's, he didn't bang out the N-word for you or some shit when you were hoping he would? What are you talking about?
He comes in screaming like you get into a street fight and a guy tells you, I'm going to call my friends and I'm part of a gang and they're going to come and whoop your ass. And you say, you do the following. And you say, call them right now. You have a 50-50 shot of getting your ass whooped.
Yeah.
Because if he does have those friends,
yes,
you're getting
trouble.
Destroyed.
What the ever-loving shit is this asshole talking about? This is fucking dumb. Alan, you get a chance to look at the, can't fix, not a my, oh, okay. I'll work on it, Andrea. We'll work on it. Does anybody know, what the hell? First of all, can we all just say that assholes like this and Glenn Beck and Stu and other people, when they start talking tough, it's like when Steve Bannon starts using war terminology, and you're like, dude, you're at war with fucking soap.
But if all of a sudden his eyes flinch, guess what? He doesn't have those 20 games.
Oh my, yeah, okay, cool. Maybe he's a fucking psycho and all of his friends are you call him and he's like, okay. Like maybe he just realized, oh, tonight's the night I get to kill somebody. That occur to you, Mr. fucking Poker Face? You ass hat? The fuck are you talking about? Somebody save us from badasses in suits.
American conservatives are thinking,
yes,
these ideas have such a big backing, but they don't. They have fooled you. And your backbone is like, well, what if this and what if that and what if this? No.
Yeah, no. No, you don't consider your options. You look and see if the guy's eye is twitching. You assume what it means based on previous eye twitches if you've ever seen one before. And you put your life on the line over nothing outside a bar for no fucking reason. And then that's a great way to approach politics. No, we're not approaching a point, Gwen. I have no idea what the fuck. This guy's this is classic dumb shittery. Fuck me.
We have to kind of be proud of being...
To be stupid, proud of ignoring options, proudly ignorant of other possibilities or solutions.
An American, proud of the Constitution, proud of what this country has done, proud of what...
Yeah, that's what, if you ask one of these assholes you call a rhino, that's what they'll tell you they're doing.
It's produced, proud of the fact that it's produced jobs for other countries that are benefiting from the technology that our guys have produced and invented. And we have to go back to the right hero-making machine, recognizing the right heroes. We're not recognizing the right heroes today.
No, I would agree. I think somewhere in the dark butt knuckle of the internet, somebody thinks of this dickhead and Glenn Beck as their heroes. I know it sounds like madness, but if you go far enough, you can find somebody, right? Clearly. That person is broken. That person really needs to like find a music style they like and go start seeing some live shows.
America's making a very big mistake. If we don't get our act together,
we might end up with 3.5% unemployment forever. It might just keep going down. And then what happens?
This next generation is going to be so confused. They don't know who to look up to today. They don't have an idea who to look.
Well, I mean, what can you blame them? You're on the internet. You have way more. You have to understand, when they look on the internet, the stuff that pops up because the algorithm, if they're looking for political stuff, it's going to be you and Glenn and Ben Shapiro and other people because you got shit tons of followers. No wonder they're fucking confused.
Look up to today. So we have to kind of take a time out, step back.
And kick your own ass. What?
Hey, we've been a great organization for a long time, okay?
Yeah, talk about America like a coach. We're a great organization. We just need a better quarterback like Donald Trump, somebody who can really, he's got a good passing game, good ground game. He gets sacked all the fucking time and then, I guess whines and walks off the field.
We won for a long time, decade after decade after decade.
And so you're just going to blaze right by Vietnam and stuff, I guess. Or we're just we're after that. Okay. He's talking about the Reagan years.
Now, we fell for the trap of, when the Ford organization.
I think Ford is what it is. The Ford organization?
We're suing
the cars?
The founder. And the grandkids and some of the kids, the relatives, were saying the founder doesn't have a clue what he's talking about. He knows nothing. They're suing.
I don't know what you're talking about. And I don't care.
This guy. They're in court. And they're saying, do you know that car, what kind of an engine it has? He says, I don't. Do you know what kind of, I don't. Do you know what this part is? I don't. And finally he says, listen, you can ask me as many questions as you want. In my room, I have a machine with 27 buttons. I can press any button and get an answer within seconds.
Correct.
That's why I'm running a company.
Yeah, but their argument would be that there are people in the organization that don't have to ask. That's the point. That the head of the company shouldn't be somebody who can. I can do that too. I got news for you, motherfucker. I've got Google on my phone. We can find the answer to a lot of these things. Right. Everybody's the head of Ford now. It's the guy or the woman in this particular case, I think, in terms of the family, who's worked in the company long enough that they actually fucking do know. And so they don't have to waste time asking base questions and make better decisions. This is just dumb. Good Lord. This guy has fucking millions of subscribers on YouTube.
But sometimes we're sitting there, we're bullying the guy that started a company. We're bullying the people that created this incredible country, this idea that we're benefiting from.
Oh, you mean like somebody like Biden that's been a public servant for a very long time and has dedicated his life to being an elected representative and knows where everything is and knows how shit works, and it's why he was able to pass an infrastructure bill, whereas Trump couldn't fucking do it because he tried this hostile takeover.
And we're apologizing for them. What are we apologizing for them for?
I don't know what the fuck you're even talking about. I'm sorry, but none of us know what the shit you're on about.
This apologizing stuff has to end, and we have to stand up and say, hey, whatever your country is.
Real quick. First of all, Christianity, inherent in it, is the ability to understand the importance of and have respect for apologizing when warranted. But also, how about whining? How about stop? If you're worried about people, we need to stop apologizing. How about fucking stop whining? Because all these motherfuckers do on the right these days is fucking whine. And they were all talking about how we're all snowflakes and we're all weak and we buckled the minute Trump won and now I'm drinking liberal tears and all that horse shit. Meanwhile, fucking whining. This asshole knows for a fact, and so does Glenn, that their stock holdings have gone up since Trump left office. Have gone up. They have not gone down. They've not crashed. None of that shit. Now, granted, they might have had some crypto because they're fucking morons and they lost their shirt on crypto, so that's why they think the world is collapsing. But goddamn, the whining, just fucking grow a pair. Jesus.
We've done a lot of good for yours. And this is what we're going to be doing. This is what you cross the line, we have a problem. Don't use our name to kill other people. Don't do that. Here's where I'll let you go. You cross the line here, you don't have our support, and I'm going to publicly call you out. Don't compromise our relationship.
All right, I don't know what the fuck he's talking about either. Dude, you can't be this fucking broad and then go from generic to specific and back again without at least fucking touch base. What the shit?
No problem. We need something like that. We don't.
Like what? Like what? What is that? What the fuck? I don't even know. And goddamn it, Glenn's gonna say yes. He's whatever the fuck this guy. He's gonna. Yeah, totally, absolutely. So you think that absolutely he's gonna affirm the gibberish.
Don't have that today. Today it's like favors for favors for favors.
What? Today it's like favors for favors for favors. There are more laws about the favors you can do in government now than there ever have been. And there need to be more. But Jesus Christ, man, stop acting like it's the fucking 40s and you could like run a whiskey business or a bootlegging business on the side just by paying off the fucking mayor.
It's problematic.
Yeah, it is that's it. Well, at least I will give, if you hear Glenn, he was like, let me ask you something. Let me ask you this. Can you kick my ass? Whew. That's amazing. I got to say, I'm stunned at how dull and dumb that was. Good Lord. And by the way, I'd like to remind you, as long as hi chat room, yeah, what the fuck is actually true? What I'd like to remind you guys that was not the whole show. That was the clip they pulled to make a point. What? So somebody at the Blaze went, aha, wait. This piece. No. Don't put that part on the beginning. It's all very clear. This 10-minute chunk is the essence, the very essence of this conversation that the two of them had. And I you know what? They're probably right. The whole hour or whatever the fuck it was just as dumb and circular and bullshit. Good Lord. And ultimately, the biggest thing of all, whiny, weak-kneed bullshit to the man right now, and it is mostly guys, so I'll stick to that. On the Republican side, the whining. And you know, and there's a good reason. There's a good reason why they're whining. I'm sorry, the chat room got stuck there. There's a reason why they're whining. Because they have no definitive answer. They can't just nail it on the facts. You gotta understand, one of the reasons why Republicans are whining as much as they are, and is, imagine if you were in Comer's situation, or you were in the situation where you're watching Comer come up all the time and going, we're getting very close to something that we think might turn out to be, it looks a lot like, and therefore, and if you had to hear that shit every fucking day, and in every one of these arguments you're in, you can't just go, they found this and that's that. They can't do it. They can't do it. It's not there. They're incapable of doing it. Right? So they have to just bitch. They just have to whine. They have to just go, "Wait, this is so unfair. It's just not fair. It's just like there's two like unequal system of justice, and and they're just after. They just hate him. They just hate Trump, and they just after like because they can't do what we can do, which is 3.7% unemployment, rising wages, the housing market just turned a corner as well. There's like building is coming back. There's more manufacturing in the United States than any period since 1950 in just 3 fucking years. There's more investment in manufacturing in the United States than ever. An infrastructure bill was passed. We're no longer in Afghanistan. I could say that. We could say that's definitive. And that annoys them and it upsets them. We're like, Trump always had infrastructure weak. And Biden managed to pass an infrastructure bill. It's passed. It's there. It's done. It's done. That's it. Yeah. And yes, we are not at war. Yeah, GDP was 5% this year. Jesus Christ. Even in spite of everything else? Fuck, GDP was heading so high that it was concerning that the Fed might extend the rise in interest rates. We got rich in Afghanistan? I don't know what that means, Greg. I don't know what we got rich in Afghanistan. I don't think so. Oh, who got rich in Afghanistan? I see. I didn't see that. Yeah. Who got rich in Afghanistan? Nobody. Honestly. It's a black hole. It's that's the thing. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Like, we're out. We're out. Trump ran on getting us out. No more forever wars. None of that shit. Right? We're not getting any more, and we're getting out. We're getting it. We don't need to be there. We ran on it. We shouldn't have been in Iraq in the first place. That was one of the things that he said until he didn't say it on Howard Stern and all that shit. But he was going to get us out of Afghanistan. 4 fucking years, nothing. And then even after he leaves office and he was going to punt it to the next term, what does he say? We would have stayed at Bagram. We can't leave a country and stay. Sorry. So, and I don't yet, none of the Magats have been able to explain that either. So we'll see. Halliburton and Blackwater did okay in Afghanistan. Well, Blackwater had to change its name to She and got kind of driven underground. They certainly make a lot of money. Don't get me wrong, but they had to move. And Halliburton was more Iraq, right? That was the thing. And again, both tied to, in one case, Dick Cheney, who was the vice president, not a Democrat, and in particular, I guess, was it Trump's education secretary. Her brother ran Blackwater, right? Still Republicans across the board. Opium dealers are doing just fine. Yeah, I don't know. Those are the people who got left behind, allegedly, right? Those are the American citizens that didn't want to leave, which are all people with dual citizenship who were involved in the opium trade, who were like, I'll stay. There's going to be I got some deals to make. I'll be all right. Yeah. So, but what healthcare plan? Where's Trump's healthcare plan? Where is it? That's why they whine. That's what the whining's about. That's why Republicans whine constantly, is because it just isn't anything they can kind of plant a flag. And even when they're like, we have the best border ever. Yeah, during COVID, no one was going anywhere. No, we had more cases than Mexico did. Of course, people weren't crossing the border illegally. They didn't want to die for a shit job. Let's see, I could stay here and live, or go to America and pick strawberries that aren't going to sell and get killed. Yeah. Meanwhile, Trump's his healthcare plan, 2 weeks away. It's just 2 weeks away. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. It's always 2 weeks away. And he ran on getting us out of Afghanistan, but we're going to keep Bagram and stay there forever because our soldiers need to be an hour from where China apparently, builds their nuclear weapons, not where they're stored or where they'll be fired from, which, I don't know, once they've already been made, what fucking difference does it make? It's just odd. And plus, you think we can't see that shit from space? Or we don't have bombers going by? What are you talking about? Like, it's amazingly dumb. And again, of course, there's always that weird little thing that Trump partied with Epstein for 2 fucking decades. I'm a lead farmer, motherfucker. Anyways, I love you guys. Appreciate you being here. I'm gonna take off. Take care of yourself and take care of somebody else. And I will see you later on. I got a show to go to. My lady's got a show tonight. Boston Brian's in here. Get out of town. Come on. You got to come on the show, Boston Brian. We got stuff to talk about. I'm sure you get some of the trolls in there, right? The same folks trying desperately to be noticed, to be loved, hoping Daddy Trump will recognize how they fight so hard for him, even though he never did any of the things that would help them out. I mean, it's terrible. I think it's a good idea. I think it's a great idea. You can't go wrong with Boston Brian. It's just there. So anyways, much love. Take care of yourself and take care of somebody else, and we'll see you very soon. Okay, bye.